Deneen White here for Hollywood Mindset TV. Today I am really excited. I have a very special guest on the show. Her name is Winnie Opondo. When I met Winnie, she was super shy and she was timidly chasing after her dreams. But over the past 6 months, she has had a complete mindset shift. And now she is boldly chasing after her dreams, and she's much bolder in her demeanor as well. So I'm really excited to have her on the show today. Hi, Winnie. Thank you so much for joining me. How excited are you to be on the show today?
Hi, Deneen. I'm excited to be in the show. I have lots to share, and I'm excited. I mean, I don't know. I'm just tapped right now.
Awesome. So before we really get started on the interview, I just want to share a little bit about what Hollywood Mindset TV is and our story. So we work with a lot of new talent, and what we found over the years is that a lot of new talent really put the cart before the horse. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is there are so many people who enter the entertainment industry and they're like, oh my gosh, I need a manager, I need an agent right now. But what we found is they're not focusing on the major things, the things that they really should be focusing on, like actually booking work, I don't know, making money, and then having the mindset that actually makes an agent or a manager want to work with them. So that's why we have you on the show today, Winnie, because we've seen an amazing change in you, and we're really excited for you to share your story. So to get started, she's laughing. To get started, can you just tell me just a little bit about where you were before you met us and how you've some things that you have been working on and that have changed for you?
Sure. Before I met VIP Ignite, I was very timid. I was not expressive at all. I used to work at a hotel before, and then it's just this feeling that you have ever since you're a kid that you know you have something in you, but you're suppressing it all the time. So I was just, that kind of person where I would suppress it. I would use it in a different way, like making videos, maybe just for YouTube or not YouTube, I mean for fun or whatever. But it kept coming to my, I just kept feeling it, that feeling in your chest that you want to come out. So I decided to just do my research, search for, agents and stuff like that. But instead of finding an agent, I found VIP Ignite. So at first I was very skeptical, to be honest with you, because I've been scammed before. Who hasn't? So I went on the webinar with Alicia Kayback. I went on there. I had an interview with Debbie, which was so exciting. And then after that, I went to the LA event. It was so much fun, and I learned a lot. And actually, my mindset going there was totally different from what I got. Because for me, I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to go here. Somebody's going to discover me right away. And I'm just going to be a star or whatever. My dreams are going to come to life. But what I didn't realize is that I needed to do more training. I needed to, familiarize myself with the industry. What is needed? What do I need to do? How do I go about this? I didn't think about that. But now that I have a different mindset, when I went to New York for the was it the voiceover?
Yeah.
That was another event that I went to, and it was mind-blowing because I learned a lot. I learned how to control my voice when I'm doing stuff. When I'm talking to the phone, right now when I'm talking to the phone, when I'm doing my recordings, I try to do them with different voices. And I've realized that I have a range of voices from low to high to super high pitch, like the chipmunk voices. So I'm really learning a lot. It's my pages are unfolding right now, and I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to be in New York the next time.
I'm so excited too.
Thank you.
So when we were in Los Angeles, we had a moment, and I know I promised that we weren't going to get emotional, but because you're part of the inner circle, we all went to Warner Brothers.
Yes.
And one of my most poignant moments of the whole time we were in LA was when I saw you holding the Academy Award.
Yeah.
So can you just talk a little bit about what was that like for you holding that? How did that help to expand your dreams and your vision?
Holding the Oscars, I never thought I would just, get a chance to just hold it. I mean, I saw it and I was there with one of my friends, and I was like, you know what, take a picture of this, because at some point I just visioned myself, not even about just that, just being in the moment, being in the industry, being in that circle of life, that circle. And I was, at some point I was like, you know, I got so emotional and I saw you crying. I was like, Deneen, stop crying because you're gonna make me cry some more. And it was so emotional. And yeah.
So did that spur you more into trying to learn more about the industry and develop yourself more so that you're ready to get to that point?
Yes, it did. Just being there, not even just about holding that, the Oscar award, just being in the Warner Brothers studios, going through all those, you know, learning about how they stage the plays and how they do the movies. It was an eye opener to me.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what steps have you taken since being in Los Angeles and New York that are helping to move you forward?
First, the 30x, I'd say the 30x coaching, that has really helped me out because I don't have a trainer or anything like that. So I rely mainly on the 30x challenge. So that one, I've been doing a lot of research, like reading stuff and books. I have lots of books that I use. And then I remember when one of our coaches was talking about self-love. So that too, I took a picture of myself and I wrote down all this good stuff. Every morning I did that. And now I'm working on my second picture. And it has really helped me to love myself more and appreciate, because those things, the little things that we do in life, or the little things that we think about ourselves, usually come out when we are doing stuff like this. Like right now, my transformation is based on the number one thing is inner love, self-love. It came out, and then I just became this person right now that I am right now.
That's awesome. Do you think you'd be able to do this interview? We would have been able to do this interview 6 months ago, the way that we're doing it today?
No. I was very camera shy. I remember in the last video that we did, I was so shy. I had everything ready to say. I was so ready. And then I got there, I was like, I didn't know what to say.
Okay.
And I remember we took lots of takes. So I'm really learning from VIP Ignite. To be honest with you, 6 months, it's been 6 months. I don't know how much more I'm gonna learn in like 2 years, and maybe there's 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. One of the things I love most about you, for anyone who is watching, we at VIP Ignite have something we call Team Winnie, because we're always so excited. So we're always like, Team Winnie. I told everyone, so I was like, I'm interviewing Team Winnie. They're like, oh my gosh, Team Winnie, we're so excited. So let's talk a little bit about New York City. When you were in New York, we had a monologue slam or a monologue contest. Can you talk a little bit about that for me?
Sure. So when we went to New York City, we had it was a voiceover event, but we had a monologue slam. So on that day that we were doing the monologue, the first day we were supposed to like go on stage, perform the monologue, and then one of our coaches, Robert Galinsky, was supposed to, you know, correct us in what we do or how to say stuff. But the first day I was so scared. I was so scared. I was shaking in my seat. And I said, I really wanted to go, but something held me back. Mm-hmm. And I remember he was like, last chance. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this. That was the first day. And then I went home the second, and then I went to the hotel. We were practicing I remember with 3 of my friends. And I still couldn't get it. There was something holding me back. And then on the day of the monologue, I remember Robert Galinsky was talking about, you know, talk in the you, not in, but you're like saying I am, not you are, or something like that. And I started doing that in terms of not you would be scared, because most of the time we look at other people, we see something in them that we reflect on ourselves. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So I started using the I instead of you. And on that day, that day, since morning, I was using that. And as we were just practicing with one other of our coaches, Dominic, Dominic, let me just call him Dominic so I don't scare, I don't ruin his name. So when we were doing the practice with Dominic, I told myself, you know what, I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. So I went there, and it was funny because when everyone else was doing that, it was so loud and all that. And then when I started doing it, Alicia was like, shh, like, I don't know why. I think she was just trying to make everybody quiet because it was so loud in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, 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 no. Everybody's going to listen.
Stay loud.
I want it to be loud so nobody can hear me. But then it was just quiet. And I just told myself, you have to do this. You're already on the stage. Everyone's looking at you. You got to do this. So I said, I'm doing this. He told me go. So the first time I did it well. And he gave me a second chance. I did it again. Then I went and did my slate with you, which I was so scared because I was still thinking about the monologue. Okay. So the moment that we were all sitting down, getting ready to do our monologues, I went downstairs trying to, regain my confidence and, training and all that. And I saw Robert Galinsky downstairs, and I was like, do you mind listening to my my monologue before we go upstairs? And I was still shaking, and I said it so fast, and he was like, you know what, you're good, you got this. At that moment, I saw it in his eyes, like he was like, oh my gosh, she's super scared. She's probably gonna ruin it for herself. But I was like, you know what? I have to do this. I have to prove to myself that I can actually do this. So I sat down, and everybody kept going, doing their monologue. I was sitting in my chair, just remembering the previous day how I was feeling. And I said, I'm not gonna do this to myself. Not today. So he looked at me and he asked, when are you gonna go? And at that moment, I just got up and I did it, and it turned out the way it did.
Well, it was phenomenal, first of all. I remember seeing you get up on stage and do your monologue, and I was like, I think I actually said to you, who was that?
I don't know.
So that was awesome. So what was the outcome? Tell us the outcome of the monologue slam.
I loved it. After the monologue, after doing my monologue, that's when I realized that I've been holding myself back for a long time. And it was time to just, let myself go. Be who you are, and the world will follow. Mm-hmm.
That's true. And you also won the monologue slam. So how did that feel? After, let's talk about a little bit about how that felt when you heard, and the winner is, like, after that journey that you took over those 2 days, like, that sounds like that was pretty transformational, going from being like so afraid to being like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then you win the whole thing. So talk to me about that. Like, how did that make you feel, and how did that propel you forward?
It kind of like built up my confidence too. Mm-hmm. Like winning it, because I was just sitting down talking, because I knew the person in my mind. I knew the person that was going to win. I didn't think that I would win. I mean, but when they called my name, I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, no, like, this is no. I did not believe it. I did not believe it at all.
And now that you have that experience, mm-hmm. like, can we tie that together maybe with holding the Oscar?
Yes, I feel like everything is planned out. everything has a moment. It's all making sense now. It's like pieces of the puzzle. So I'm excited. Awesome.
So you have some pretty big life changes coming up. Can you talk a little bit about your plans for January, and like how you've gotten the confidence to do that, and like what your plan is?
Sure. So in January, I'll be moving to New York City with the 2 other Inner Circle members. And I'm in friendship, and we were talking in the group, and we decided, you know what? You want to move to New York, I want to move to New York. How about we just move together and stay in this one place and build ourselves up while we work towards our goal. So we decided, you know what, it's going to be January. We decided on a date because most of the time we say, okay, I'm going to move. But when are you moving? When? What date? Like what time? At what time? Because you're going to move, fine. Is it 2 years or 3 years? But no, we set a date. So it's going to be in January 15th. We'll be moving to New York City for 5 months.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's phenomenal. I love that instead of saying, oh, we're going to move, I love that you guys set a date, because the one thing is that so many times people have dreams, but if you don't put a deadline on your dream, meaning like you don't put a time limit, you're like, okay, I need to do this by this day, then it remains a dream. But when you put a date on something, it becomes a goal. So I'm really proud of you guys for doing that. So so what are you most looking forward to about being in New York City?
Oh, I can't wait. This time I'm more prepared. I'm coming in with a different mindset, not like the LA event, which I had like, oh, I'm gonna get signed. No, this time I'm here to learn more. And if I get signed, good. If I don't, I'll leave out of that place knowing that I learned more, I gained more, from the event itself, taking more photos, and now I'm more confident in front of a camera. I remember my first event, my pictures were horrible because I was not very confident in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But now the second event that we went to in LA, in New York City, the voiceover event, my pictures were great. It went well. Yeah. So I'm confident about this New York event.
That's awesome.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see you on Saturday at the end of the day. I literally I have a vision of what it's going to be like. So I honestly can't wait to see, because as you know, anyone who's watching, my favorite thing is watching people grow. And the best part about my job is getting to see someone like you who you were literally so timid. I remember hi Deneen. I was like, huh? What? And
I was so timid.
I know. But now just seeing the confidence, and the thing I love, Winnie, is that it wasn't you did the work. And that's the whole thing. That's the thing that people need to realize. In order to have that radical life transformation, you have to do the work, and you have to be willing to do scary things. And you were I remember when we did the Slate video, I was I saw in you what you didn't yet see, but the fact that you, within 24 hours, you saw in you what I saw in you, that was one of the most beautiful things in the world.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So, for anyone who's watching, what piece of advice would you give them? Because you've learned a tremendous amount over the last 6 months, and you've tremendously grown. So, if someone's listening to this or watching this episode and they're like, it's Winnie can do this, but I don't know. What's one piece of actionable advice you would give to someone who's really timid or insecure to help break through that barrier?
Sure. Do you mind if I read it? I just wrote it down.
Oh my gosh, no, I would love for you to read it. That's awesome.
All right. The first thing that we were going to, the first advice I'd give to anyone who's watching, anyone who's used to be, as timid as I used to be, the first thing is I say you grow. You should learn that you grow in the pressure. The pressure should build you up. It's not break you down. Yeah. And the second thing is you need to be content in each season. You might not get what you want now, but you should learn from the mistake, or you should learn from your mistakes, the things that you did before. And ask yourself questions like, why didn't this happen? It's because of this and this and that. You should learn from your mistakes, learn from, and don't be afraid. Don't be disappointed when somebody says no to you. It's not because they don't want you, it's just not the right time for you. So just work towards yourself and work towards your career. And another thing I'd say is just take the first step and walk towards your journey. Set a date for yourself. Get a deadline. Discipline yourself. I remember I showed you this, right? I showed you this?
I think so. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Look at that.
This is awesome. The first one. Show yourself love, and everybody else will just, accommodate themselves in that world of yours. Build your self-confidence. I just learned that we all have the confidence inside us.
Mm-hmm.
We just need, support on some way to just, bring it out. We all have it. I never thought I'd be here talking about this right now without crying. I'm tearing up right now. But yeah, all have the confidence inside of us. We all have it inside of us. It's just we need to find a way to just bring it out. Yeah.
That's, I don't know if I could say it. I don't know that I could add anything to that. I think that's awesome because, again, like, and I think the only thing I would add to what you just said is to surround yourself by people who see in you what you can't yet see and allow yourself to believe that what they're telling you is true.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I just twisted it.
Yeah, because I think having a community is so important because that's why God built us to be in community.
Yeah.
Because like if we all saw all of the greatness in ourselves, A, we'd be scared to death, and B, we'd be arrogant. But like it's when you go through those journeys and you then build that confidence, that's a truly beautiful thing because it's a confidence that's built in humility, which it sounds like they're two divergent things. Like it sounds like they're in opposition, but humble confidence is one of the most amazing things, and it's something that's contagious.
Mm-hmm.
So Winnie, I just want to thank you so much for entrusting your journey to us. As you know, it's a pleasure to watch you. Like I tell you on every occasion that I can, just how proud I am and how beautiful it has been to watch you transform. Thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing your pointers and sharing not only your triumphs, but your struggles, because in sharing those things, I know that someone's going to watch this and they're going to be like, okay, if Winnie can do this, I can too. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Denise.
You're welcome. I mean, thank you. So for anyone watching, I hope if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you keep tuned in because I have a lot of amazing guests that are going to be coming up on the show. And thank you so much for watching Hollywood Mindset TV. Have a fantastic rest of your day.